What is Spider-Man's top web-swinging speed in Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4?
Ladies and gentlemen, or afternoon, or morning, depending on where you are in the world. My name is Brian of Chamber of the Wraith, and today I want to do some Batman Arkham Knight stuff. Now, it's getting to be around that time of year where I'm going to be down to 3, and potentially by the end of the year, 2 standard videos a week, not counting the stream series I'm finally going to be able to do now that I've finally kicked this flu to the curb. But I wanted to do more Arkham Knight stuff because I'm pretty sure I just clocked 300 hours playing this game. Yeah, 300 hours playing Arkham Knight. Some people are going to be looking at me thinking that's nuts. But I have a lot of fun doing it. And we're going to be doing 3 Predator maps and 1 combat map. Just because the combat maps are not exactly my expertise, and you'll see everything that a character has to offer pretty quickly here in combat. Our maps are going to be, for today, we're going to be doing Sky High, Stage Fright, and Wayne Manor. And you've just seen the character we'll be doing today if you haven't read the title already. We're going to be using Batgirl. Now, she's interesting because she's basically Batman Light. One would say Azrael's basically Batman Light, but in a few ways, Batgirl matches up closer to that archetype than Azrael does, because Azrael has all of Batman's combat gadgets, and that's it. Whereas Batgirl has some of his stealthy / traversal gadgets, like the line launcher and the remote hacking device. So, excuse me. The challenge the stars you can see are above here. Take out the medic glass, don't let them perform a single revive, take out an enemy in smoke, and perform a ledge takedown. So, I got this in under a minute, but generally speaking, the rule of thumb is if you can complete this in under 75 seconds, that's 1 minute 15 seconds, you should be okay. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. And maybe talk a little bit more about Batgirl trivia and random Arkham things. So she's the only character who, outside of Harley Quinn, who speaks during Predator encounters. But she does not speak during combat encounters. She will only speak a line when she does a normal silent takedown on the last opponent of a challenge. So we'll try and get that at least once. I take this guy, not only essential because he's bait, but because he's the jammer. I try to take out jammers as quickly as possible when I can. Just pop up here, use the detective mode. There's our mine guy. He's next. I'm just gonna grab him. You can do the corner takedown, but I decided not to this time, just because you might not think to do the corner takedown from there, from behind these statue things. Grab this guy, because you won't be able to do a corner takedown from here. Just do it from here. That guy is next, and we're gonna take a run at it, because then we'll glide across the manor. Sometimes you can even just grapple from the glide in there, but I fucked up because of the fountain. That guy's gonna spot him soon. Yep. I'm gonna smoke him out. And I'm just gonna sneak through the grates here to grab this medic silently because
you're going, Jake.
Done. So we got it in under 1 minute 10. And that's about what I would expect. If you get it under 1 minute, that's great. But if you get it under 1 minute 15, then I think you've pretty much aced this challenge, and you don't really need to go that much harder. Time to move on to our next Predator challenge, which is at the haunted house. Now, at Stage Fright, Batgirl has to take out 3 enemies in 25 seconds. That sounds hard, but just 3 quick silent takedowns should do the trick. You can't use any gadgets, although there's a couple of loopholes we'll talk about in there, And then you have to perform a ledge takedown on the detective mode jammer. That's, I believe, universal? Ledge takedown. It's almost universal. Because Catwoman and Harley Quinn can't get jammed, they don't get a detective mode jammer to deal with, but everybody else who does, except for, I think, Nightwing. Yeah, except for Nightwing. All of the auxiliary characters get the perform a ledge takedown on the detective mode jammer. It's a universal star. And the one thing I don't miss about Arkham Knight is the long load time starting the challenge. I think it's upwards of 15 to 20 seconds, so we'll try and speed things along a little bit. Ooh, I just had a thought. I'll think about it. I'll see how long it ends up being. But remember, our goal is to get 3 takedowns in 25 seconds. And I'm going to show you the way I usually do it and point out a way that you can do it if you really want to. But this is the way I usually do it. I always, with both of my directions, I don't know how that happened. That's sometimes because he shouldn't have seen me, but he did somehow. So moving right along, let's try that again. Let's try that shit again. So you always head back here. This is actually what you're supposed to do. Just gotta be careful. And I think I got too close to the ledge and he somehow saw me as he was coming up the stairs. But then I come down here and I grab this guy. He's my first of the 3 takedowns that we need. You take him down, then I hop the ladder, make my way over, ledge takedown. And then this guy straight ahead is who I usually go for, but you can go for the medic that's behind us if you want. I'm actually going to go after this guy next. So that's number 4. And before long, you start eating these guys for breakfast. Now, Medic won't find them right away because of where he is. I just grab him. There's mine guy. He's next. I don't know why you would go around that. Why you would round that corner. The rest becomes cake. Now, there are 2 gadgets that you can use. You can use the grapnel gun, and as you can see, you could use detective mode. But you can't use any of these wheel gadgets. No batarangs, no smoke bombs, no line launchers, no back claw, none of that. Whoa. I would have loved to have. Would have loved to have. I think I actually can still. Ah, shit, he saw me. Oh well. What are you talking? I might be able to. No. I don't think I'll be able to. Because she can do inverted takedowns, and she's technically the only female character in the game to be capable of actual inverted takedowns. Because she's the only one that. She's the only one of the crew that can. Wait. Gotcha. Oh, I forgot, she'll also speak during double takedowns, which she can uniquely do, without fear. Which I fucked up there. So 3 minutes. It's a little bit slow for my liking because, what was my best time? 147? Yeah, 144. So you could get almost twice as quick as this, but generally it's just perform your first 3 takedowns and just start mowing through guys, and then you should be okay. You should be able to get it in under about 2 minutes. I'm just gonna put everything back. Make everything neutral. And then our final Predator challenge today, again, depending on how these work out, we'll see how long this initial recording is, and if it ends up being good, if it ends up being short enough, I'll actually include a 4th Predator challenge, but we'll see. We'll do Sky High. Now this one, you got to perform an explosive takedown through a weak wall. You have to take out an enemy in smoke, and the universal challenge is taking out all of the medics without being seen. Generally, this is actually kind of easy. The hard part comes in that one spot. I feel like there's about a 30% chance that you'll get spotted doing what I'll do. Generally, you won't get spotted, but there's a chance that you will, and if you get spotted, you fuck up and you have to reset. So this first medic that's on the top level there, he should be your priority target. He's the first one you go after. Waste no time. Go in. You can do a corner takedown if you want, but you just go in, take him down, onto the next target, who's just down there. Now, here's what I do. I go here, evade over the railing, and most of the time you shouldn't get spotted. Sometimes you will, and if you do, just reset. It's not worth the trouble. And then this guy, you could do a she does not have quiet great takedowns. She'll only do loud great takedowns. So, hop out and just do a normal silent takedown. Or again, around the ledge there if you can. Now once that's done, I just run, because I want to try and get this guy, but if I can't, then I'll just duck into I'll just duck in here. And then, I'll just grab this cloak guy. Because unlike Red Hood, she could actually grab the cloak guy without getting spotted. She could actually grab the cloak guy without getting spotted, which is kind of bizarre. There we go. That's what I want. I want to lure this guy towards the wall here. Boom. That's a 2-piece because I took him down in smoke and I used the explosive charge. Now I burned my smoke bomb, so I can't use it anymore, but that's all right. It's fine. Over there will be all right. And I have the vertical advantage as well. I'm actually going to try and get a double here. And I'm gonna reset. So for this challenge, what you have to do is take out 3 medics without being seen, perform a takedown in smoke, and take down somebody with a wall. Your priority target should be the top medic here. Either sneak up behind him for a silent, or, what I can do, is just corner grab him. Whatever you do, it's a takedown, it's silent, and you got your first medic. Now there's a 20-25% chance you'll get spotted hopping over this, but generally you should. If you just do a standard evade over the ledge, you should be okay. As long as you're not too close, because I find it's range dependent. If you're too close to the actual railing, then they'll see you. But if you kind of get it just right, you should be okay. Now just grab this guy. And he's out. Down I go. Move along. I'm gonna ignore him. Hop up here. And corner take down the cloaked guy. Believe it or not, the guy furthest from us, or the guy closest to the cloaked guy. There we go. I want that. That's good. That's good, that's good. I want to lure him towards the grates that are closest to this wall. And smoke him. Boom. That's a double. And she can do double takedowns from vents. Her vents for the takedown, her vent takedowns are always loud, unfortunately. There we go. You guys are slow. She can also use the remote hacking device to set up distractions. So this guy comes towards me. Now it won't go, that thermal barrier charge won't get all the way through the vents.
Let's see if he's okay.
Okay. Everybody else is he stuck? No, he's not stuck.
Stay low, keep quiet, and take him out one by one, right? Not today. Team up. Watch each other's backs.
Yeah, he's kind of just stuck there. I'm gonna batarang him and take him out. Or he could fall too. That's that definitely works too. And then I'll just take him out. Aerial takedowns don't seem to make her talk either. Oh, never mind. I guess if there's a knockdown smash involved, I don't know. Usually that doesn't make them talk. But 238, let's check. Ooh, I can see why that would be. I didn't do any doubles and I didn't get 2 people in the wall detonation, but generally, it's not bad. Could be better, but definitely could be worse. The important thing is getting those 3 stars. Now, let's do combat. And I think for this combat challenge, we are going to do Precinct. It's a nice, relatively quick combat challenge, and it's probably best to show some of Batgirl's quirks when it comes to combat, because she has a couple of interesting ones. She has 3 quickfire gadgets in the explosive gel, the batarang, and the bat claw. She has access to free flow focus gadget use, so instant takedowns with the bat claw, an explosive batarang instead of throwing 3 explosive ones, with access to throw counters. She cannot weaponize though, and outside of gadgets, the only thing that she can use. That was dumb. I always forget that the Chargers, for some reason, get invincibility. What was I saying? The only free flow focus thing she gets besides the gadgets is an instant takedown. She doesn't get a throw or any sort of crowd control. Gotcha. Unfortunately, she can't weaponize, but she can also, okay, for some reason I didn't get invincibility there. She can also perform a ground restand. Which is useful for critical beatdowns. However, she shares an interesting connection with Catwoman, Harley Quinn, and Red Hood. Batgirl does not get access to any brutes in combat. She can't fight any brutes whatsoever. Which is a bit interesting, in my opinion. Because she's a Bat family member. She should be able to take on brutes. I mean, if Catwoman can take on Titans, I think she can fight a brute. So, it's interesting that only the females and Red Hood go without brutes. And I wonder why Red Hood doesn't. So, instead of getting brutes, you get extra shield guys. Which can make things difficult because shield guys suck. Well, they don't suck, but they're evil. ridiculous hitboxes, funky startup on their crap. Everything about them just screams trouble. And enemies are pretty quick to grab shields, so... And that's gonna be a fuck up. Yeah. So I got my 3 stars. I'm gonna let it rock. That was my fault too, so... Whatever, I got my 3 stars. I'll live. My high score here is about 60k flawless, so I'm probably gonna be seeing 40k. Ooh, and I forgot about the 2 guys with stun batons. Hey, you're in my way. Amazing that they let you slide into their buddies like that. There we go. Oh, you gotta be careful with directed aerial attacks. You see what I mean? That was way faster than most enemies will be at that stage. But I'll make do. And again, shield guys suck, and I hate them. Especially with how fast they can start blocking. You're done. That's not even going to be 35, and I'm going to be very disappointed with myself. But that's Batgirl for you. It is what it is. Now I'm going to take a very quick break, and look, you can even see I did way better before, but shield guys suck, and I made dumb mistakes. So it is what it is. Now it's time for me to actually take a very quick peek and see if I could do another Predator challenge or not. See you soon. Silent Night, an Arkham Asylum map. Batgirl does really, really well here. This challenge requires that you don't use the grapnel gun, but really you don't need to. As long as you don't make any really dumb mistakes. Excuse me. Just perform 2 quarter takedowns and then perform a slide attack on 3 enemies. Ow. And you should be gravy. So, let's do it. And it gets funny because the last little bit always just goes by really fast because you get combo strike. You can get combo strikes going because you slide into 2 guys, ground takedown. You got a combo. You enter free flow combat mode, and you just make these guys look like mincemeat. So, I've seen people in the Arkham community just skip these, but oftentimes you shouldn't. I mean, in theory you could, but I find that personally it's just a nice way to kind of get back into the mood and analyze the situation and sometimes set up your Predator takedowns. In this case, just like that. Now that's about as fast as it goes, really. Usually it takes them more time to get there, giving you more time to do a silent takedown. You can run. Batgirl does not run silently. I don't think Harley Quinn does either, so I'm not going to say that she's the loudest female. I feel like the silent running gimmick is exclusive to Catwoman, but I'll double check in a minute. And yes, that was actually a quarter takedown, although you can only get in that corner if you're further away from it. So, that's 2 of the 3 medics down. That's kind of funny. It's funny because this is the highest ratio of medics to normal thugs around. It's 50-50. So I'm going to slide into this guy. That's 1 slide. Take him down. And that is going to send these 2 running. Usually the medic comes up not long afterwards, but sometimes it just isn't meant to be. You gotta be careful. Sliding.
It came from over there. Me too.
That should do it.
There we go. So, usually the medic runs up there, but the Arkham games have an interesting sense of randomness, at least in their Predator challenges, that makes things interesting, to say the very least. And that, my friends, is Batgirl. She actually has her own downloadable campaign. Probably the longest and most expansive of the downloadable campaigns as well. I'm pretty sure the Game of the Year editions that you get from I think Batman Arkham Knight has a Game of the Year version. And there's also the Batman Ultimate Arkham Bundle, which is Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. Don't know why Arkham Origins isn't on there, to be completely honest. But, you know, it's there. It'll be in there, and it should have all of the DLC to boot, so that makes things easy. Just behind the scenes, in order to save progress and make sure that that everything is set up ready for, I guess, the next episode, for maybe if this becomes a thing, I always pop into Chemical Reaction and just clear through that, because I can clear through this thing in less than a minute every time, and it's kind of fun. That might actually make a really good episode, talking about all of the duo challenges that are in this game. So that might be episode 2, you know, just to fit the theme. So keep an eye out. And as always, don't forget to be awesome, and I'll see you on the other side. 1,000